I'm Zeos Pantera, the host of In-Ear Fetish. Thank you to all my patrons and subscribers, and I'm sitting here with the Hype4. And after the Hype 1 debacle, because I reviewed the Hype 1 not too long ago, I sit here and I've tried every single amplifier and DAC combo on my desk. And I love them all. They all sound great. Congratulations, Thieaudio. You made it. I was so worried. The Hypes were not hype, and these are so hype. Rem in a wedding dress, bikini wedding dress. So there you go. Reading over the page for them, $400 by the way, in case you're not interested in expensive. I consider $400 IEMs expensive. All right, I'm more of a like $150 is like most people are going to spend. Anything above that, you're going into other things. Anyway, somewhere in here they talk about these being the studio monitor. Hyper performs as portable studio monitors, recalls back the original meaning of in-ear monitors from its wide capability, blah, 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 blah. 4BA, 2DD. I'm not sure if it's doing the pancake thing. Not a lot of very descriptive words there. But what they did mention in there are a few of the other Thieaudios I like, including the Clairvoyance. And, ooh. Clairvoyance has been like secretly one of my favorite IEMs, but it's not sold anymore, so I have to sort of keep it in my pocket. And it was $569 for the Clairvoyance. I remember that number because it was like someone did that on purpose. And to have a $400 IEM that is from the same company that claimed it's using the same tuning, to get that here now in something this pretty, fuck yeah. Coming off the Rebel amp, slightly sad announcement. The owner of the Rebel amp said he's probably going to discontinue it soon. He's got a couple units left, and I'll link to it. And I'm very sad, but he might have something better in the future. We don't know yet. But shit, man. In the green, too. He's got like 12 greens and 1 black. I'm so sad. Anyway, I'm going to unplug from the Rebel amp. I'm going to go back into the Topping DX9, which is next to my chopping block to be reviewed. I haven't changed the tips out yet. I've been using them this entire time with just a set, not the default tips. Not that I don't like Thieaudio default tips. They're actually some of the better tips. Cleaning rag, by the way. You got some white silicones, and you got some Thieaudio foams, which are actually really good foams. But I've tried them with the X-Lastic, the Sednafit X-Lastics, and I love every single thing I plug them into. And now, we'll take them out of my ears. You'll look at them in their dark, deep blue eyes. Look at their eyes, they're blue. And realize this is not the nicest color. The white ones are the nicest color. Go to the picture. The white ones look very, very, very much like dragon meat. If you've seen that show, that's what dragon meat looks like. I kind of want the white ones. They're available in black, white, and blue. Although the black ones are also blue, they're just not as blue. These are the black ones, which for some reason they're in a fucking thing of coffee beans. They're worse than me. They just put the shit in anything. At least I put them in waifu hands and stuff. So we got coffee beans and a mechanical wooden hand, and the white ones really like, they're almost freaking me out. But cat, damn it, I heard him. He must run up. Anyway, the wire. It's a standard Thieaudio wire. It's a 3.5 millimeter non-interchangeable, which is fine because I could just recommend with my collabs. Oh, another in discontinued news, they're thinking about discontinuing the Z12s. So if you haven't thought about buying the Let's Sure Z12s, even though I'm reviewing the Hype 4s right now, Let's Sure Z12s, not in the beautiful red and blue, sorry Shinobu, but in the black and gold, maybe retired soon. Or what do they have in when the VTubers? Graduation. We might be graduating the Z12s, so consider them. Anyway, I was saying, the wire's nice. It's not balanced. It is silver and pure, and it's a 17 ohm IEM, which I'm getting more and more concerned as I go on in this channel to the, I was going to say to the wire, but it's more like to the ohms load that the wire has to accommodate. Because I did these, which are the Celeste, which are the Kinnear Celeste Plutus Beasts, which are on my fucking crazy expensive Effect Audio collab, but they're 8 ohms. So that means if you have a variation of 1 ohm, that's like 20% difference in load bearing if the wire itself has too much resistance. So you get the most, I want to say not the most expensive, but you get the best wire you could put on it, and it makes a difference. If you wanted to go balanced, you could. I mean, you'd be spending nearly the same amount on the IEM and the wire, So don't. But, you know, the business side of me is saying, do that. It's great. But the Zio side of me is like, It is a 2-wire, so you can get any, like, 2-wire. And it is a deep probe, which means my other wire won't work either. The Chimera. So you get... It's not even a deep probe. They've got this little tiny square, and the holes are just recessed enough that I wouldn't put faith in a flush mount wire. It just goes in like that. Wire itself is nice. I like the gunmetal, like the silvery, shiny gunmetal. It's a 4-wire straight twist. Really nice hardware in the middle. We could probably talk about the thickness. No thickness there. Thickness here. Little vent hole at the bottom. Your beautiful fucking extreme blue. Don't know how the color correction is coming out with that. Back says Hype4. This is A-1126R. You can see the tips I've chosen. Let's swap tips now. This the right one? Something that's not being discontinued. My render tips, which are a silicone. It's a foam injected silicone. You could actually remove the foam from the render tips and just make it a silicone tip. But it's getting that foam that's that size and sliding it in there. It makes all the difference in the world. So what usually happens when you put these tips in is it increases the seal, and once the seal is increased, then it's better low-end response. But honestly, I don't think it needed any of that. So we'll see what the results are. Probably should tell you how the IEMs sound instead of just saying they sound like something I like, therefore they're good, buy them. Let the song hit, and then I'll talk. All right. Fuck is playing Alt J, left hand free, the Lido remix. And it's because it's like there's whistles and there's like this imposing like boom that happens and it just fills your chest. Stop it. And it just fills your chest and you feel this like... There are very... The reason I like the clairvoyance was because they were stellar clarity, which this has dual... 2 of those BAs, I read at least 2 of those BAs are treble, but not like treble. Just like this airy, like flute violin treble. And then you impact that with 2 dynamics to give you the low end and probably a lot of the mid bass. Oh my God, the imaging just did, it went, and it's perfect. No gaps in the imaging at all. And this is now with new tips that I haven't listened to completely, but I'm listening on these for fucking long enough. I don't think it's doing any detriments putting on the more solid tips. Some IEMs just don't like my tips or don't like foam tips in general. These seemed everything. Plugged in JDS Labs, which I know was a very sterile, neutral, clean. Sorry, the cowgirl is upside down. Sterile, neutral, clean DAC amp combo. Sounds great. DX9 sounds great. Rebel amp, a little bit warmer, but it's a Class A Rebel amp. It's gonna sound a little bit warmer. A little bit, I think I could tell the DAC difference from the Hive I'm in. It sounds a little bit, fuck, I'm describing DACs at an IEM review. It's a little bit more like creamy with. Stop looking at the wallpaper when I say these things. I actually did also run it on the WA7 Fireflies, which is real tube being DAC'd by this SMSL Do 400. I think I could hear the difference in the tube with the tips, these tips. I feel like these tips are sort of concentrating the sound a little bit. Might be able to pull it apart a little bit more. But it's like very focused on the vocals now. Even at only 17 ohms, which usually higher ohms better for tubes because more resistance on the tubes. But these are so lightweight and easy to drive that anything in there is just coming out. Like the bass is like, I kind of feel it in my knees. Does that make sense? But it's not a bass IEM. It's not a Rinko. One of my collabs is Rinko, and it's like just like, hey, let me tell you what bass can do, and that's Rinko. It's not that. This is like, when they say it's for studio monitor use, it throws my brain into a weird thing because I think studio monitor IEM. The one that comes to mind was the Studio 4s from Soft Ears. It was in that little plain box. It had barely a case. It was like $400. and I didn't like listening to music on it. It was so dry and flat and neutral that it became, I understood its purpose, but I couldn't stomach it for like long periods of time. I wouldn't dance to it. I'll fucking dance to these. So I don't trust anything that tells me studio monitor, oh, it's tuned like a studio, nothing. Not even studio monitors that say they're like studio monitors. It's all a fucking lie and a fabrication. No one knows what a studio monitor should sound like, because if they did, then they would all just be the same. And no, it's not Yamaha NS10s. Fuck you. Those are Yamahas, right? I'm thinking of the color pattern. Yes. I fucking like these a lot. Like more than I should. That wallpaper, for those of you who've never been here, hi. I'm Zeos Pantera, host of Inner Fetish. Check out Z Reviews and Z's second channel. If I put a REM background on, it means something. I put a REM in a bikini background on, it means something. I put her in a fucking wedding bikini. It's 2024. This is the first review I think I'm doing. Well, it's the first review I've done since coming back from CES. Did I find the IEM of the year? Grip. There's clapping happening right now, and it's happening like as if I took these out of my ears, closed my eyes, and just clapped. That's where I'm hearing the clapping. It's realistic. The text might be too see-through, but I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, this is exactly what I hope every Thieaudio product should sound like. I don't know how they fucked up the Hype 1. I don't know. It was like... I'm glad this one's better, and I'm kind of glad the Hype 1 wasn't hype, so I could make the joke there. But now, when you multiply the hype times 4, here. Oh, and I picked this desk mat at random, like I'm trying to get through them all and try to cycle through every desk mat. So that, or because I wanted to conjure good things, no matter what the cost, out of Thieaudio. We have accomplished that. I'm doing a lot of stuff to these, and I gotta do less. Hold on. There is the slightest that's the thing though. There's a change between different amplifiers. I've already said that. None of them are bad. You don't have to go hunting. You're like, oh, well, Zio said I have to get this style of amp for this. No. They've all got their own little nuance changes and differences, and it's all... Like, this feels like it smooths the mid-range out. Like, we got some guitars playing, and they just sound more lively. Man, I don't know what I'm saying here. It's an Inner Fetish review. 86. Great first season. I wasn't sure about the second season. Anime. It's the weeb thing. Oh, wait, go back. I stopped her. This is the bass line came in. Oh. If I was in a room that some subwoofer nut job was set up, and he's like, I've got 12-inch subwoofers, and they're all DSP time-aligned to hit you in the chest. That's what these sound like? It is just the cleanest fucking, like, bass presence I've heard in an IM. If Rinko's too much bass, take that, squeeze it into a little concentrated black hole, put it in the fucking Hype 4s. I literally, I don't hear bass. I just feel it. It's like it's omnipresent. I may have found the best IM of 2024 already. And you know there's a Hype fucking 10 and a 2? Hype 2, $2.99. Hype 4, $3.99. Hype 10, $8.99. Makes no fucking difference. Make it 1,000 so it can make sense. Actually, isn't as pretty as the Hype 4. I gotta say. It's nice. Buy it. It's so good. Me and my unshaven face. I literally just want to sit here and listen to music now. I've had a couple real bangers come and go. Plutus Beast, I took to fucking Vegas for CES, and it turned out that was $89. Would have never guessed. These at $400 and sounding like the $600 clairvoyance that I absolutely love and cherish, and nothing can hold a candle. These are holding a candle. They've got that smoothness to the whole sound. It's like an overarching thing. It's not like, well, this particular frequency or this particular driver. It's just the whole thing feels like it's been just gently filed into a perfect, clean, smooth little sound hole that just fucking projects into your head. I'm not giving these a 10 out of 10. I'm giving them a 9 out of 10 in the thing, because they don't have a wire with interchangeable heads. I feel like for $400 I could probably pull that off. The accessories are case, cloth. God, this sounds fucking good. These sound fucking good. And I went from silicone to foam-filled silicone, which should be a huge difference in sound based on the two different tip designs. And while I got something like more closed in with it, didn't change it. That's a great way to test things. If I can go from that to that and it doesn't go completely off the fucking rails, it's basically a universally great IEM. It's going to handle any tips you want to put in it, any your preference tips. You want to go triple flange or anything. And as far as the wire goes, at 17 ohms, it shouldn't make a huge difference. But, you know, pick whatever you like. Wallpaper available in the wallpaper hoard. Every wallpaper I've ever used ever is in that. Support this channel on Patreon and Subscribestar. Check out the main channel for things. Yard sales come on every month, but I only announce them there. Yeah, I'm good. You're good. We're good. This mouse desk pad, if it's not removed from Amazon for Satanist reasons, sucks my big fish hand. Kong. Looks like a corn logo. Anyway, I'm done. You're done. I'm done. We're done. Thank you for stopping by.